The next value we're going to deal with is it's a red-brown color, and it's on the front side of the kettle body itself here. You see a little bit of that red-brown here and a little bit of the red-brown here. Now on the back side, there's equal values because we go from black to the darker browns to the tans to the oranges, and they're building out from the central black area here. But on one side, the front side, it's a brown. On the back side, it's kind of more of a greenish brown on it, maybe with some hints of that red in it. Because it's shadow side, as we go to the shadow side, the color switches to a cool color. We have warm colors coming in on the front side. Therefore, in the shadow side, it's going to have some cooler colors. Thus, we see the greens in that area. Let's concentrate. Next part is a little bit on that red-brown here and the red-brown over here. The mixture that we came up with for that, in starting, it was half brown and half red. So when I do these mixes, I put like just a dab is a portion, and so I put a dab like that on my onto my palette on that, and so then that makes it easier to match. If we're doing half red and half brown, if I can make another dab about that same size like that, that would formulate the mixture that we're looking for. And so there's our red-brown. Let's mix those two together and see what we come up with. This is it's still pretty dark on those, so it makes it really easy to blend the colors together as we have our red-brown. And so the value that we're looking for on this one, I'm going to move it up in here. This is the value we're looking for. I think we're going to have 6 different values. But within those values, we might have some little offshoots, like this one is red, and the other one's going to be green as we go. I cleaned off my brush quite a bit just to make sure I didn't contaminate with that black too much. You can notice the contrast here. It is a little bit darker. Let me go ahead and scrape off my extra little bits of paint off my palette knife. So we can go there. Let's load our brush now with the red-brown. And then the red-brown, as I see it here, it looks like there might be a little bits in here, and then as it comes around the corner here, it gets a little bit thicker. It's not as much a change in value that I'm seeing here as it is almost just a change in color. Some of that black is mixing in there, and that's okay. And then this is coming a little thicker out here. If we wanted to make this just a little bit lighter, you could mix some yellow with it if you feel that would be helpful. But for right now, let's just hit this in through here, and we'll have a nice value change. Once again, using shorter brush strokes just to mix those in there, because the paint, the red-brown is hitting the black. It's doing some natural mixing on that one. I'll clean my brush in between so it doesn't get too polluted, and so we can maintain the integrity of that red. But it'll mix naturally just because it's there, you know. Okay, let's go back over to this part here. So that's coming around to that side. Flipping my brush over, just like I said, trying to make sure we can see that there's that red in there, and then pulling it a little bit into the black like that. And so that's the upper part with that red. Let's go down to the lower part here, and it's kind of a straight line out there. Let's clean off the brush again, getting too black. I'm gonna put it in just a little ways away from that so we can see that a little better. It's quite a big portion down here, actually. Now I'm going to take it up and into a little bit. Like I said, that is doing a little bit of mixing. That's okay. mix in with that black nicely. And then we're only going over about halfway through the black, like that. Cover up all our little white specks. And that'll be the application of our red brown. If we want to come back in and on top of these dab in a little bit of the red, if you've got too black, we can do that. It looks like it's a pretty similar application. Maybe we'll do this, be able to see this just a little bit better. Oops, wrong way. Overexpose this a little bit, and so now you can start to see where the red is starting to come in a little bit more on that one. And so that's the application of the red brown.